I'm making a mandrel to fit the bore that we bored last time, and using wet and dry to get it to a very close sliding fit. This is the mandrel in use. We have it mounted in a collet block. It's all leveled out, used squared against the sides of the casting, which we made square before, and then the end is secured down with a jack and a clamp. And that allows us to go in and machine the two bosses there. We center first, we can center against the collet block and find the top of the part as well using the wiggler. What I'm doing here is using the wiggler to eyeball the center of these bosses. They have little divots in them, and then writing down those measurements in case they come in handy later. Because there's no specified measurement on the plans for how high up these particular parts are. They're just wherever the casting has them be. Go on, click the like button. There is no boring in this video, just milling and any turning, little turning, but no boring. Our mandrel radius is 3/8, the height of our bosses is 7/8, so the difference should be 1/2 inch. Yay! This is using an 1/8 inch carbide end mill to mill the flats that go underneath the bearing caps. These have to end up 4 inches from the top. And this is a simple G-code loop that just goes down at any given X direction, and I just step it down until I get to the final dimension and flip it over and repeat on the other side. My bit isn't quite far enough out, so I am leaving a little bit at the bottom there, but that will be machined off when we come in from the other angle. The next step is to rotate the part on the mandrel by 45 degrees so that we can start cutting this groove. I use math here to get the corner of the bit to where it should be and then to run a test pass. I can't even feel that, but that mark is in our center. So then we just come down 94 thou and then go across 94 thou, and that gives us our V groove, which is a particular operation I was very worried I'd screw up. This is not programmed, this is just me twiddling the knob on the MPG, kind of as you would with a manual machine. I locked the quill to make sure it didn't move around, and then on the final pass I locked the Y-axis as well, X-axis. Squaring up to come in for the bearing bosses from underneath. Finding center with the wiggler. A long 1/4 inch end mill for the inner passes. This is a mill eye view, so you can see what we're trying to take off here. These little stubby bosses need to be trimmed down to size. This is where I find I don't have a measuring tool that can actually get in to measure this straight. The bosses are in the way of the caliper from underneath, and it's not long enough from the top. So eventually I gave up and went with the bore gauge, which is really meant for circular things. It's not that great for flats, but the number we're going for is 0.815, and it seems that we got about 0.814, and in fact we can go bigger than that. In fact, I never should have done this milling at all at this point, because that's supposed to wait on the bearing caps being attached, and then they get milled together. The bearing caps I have are made of cast iron, and they need to be made of bronze, so I have a plan for that for next time.